Hi again, it's Bryce from 5 AM Wake Up Call. And look, once again, thank you very much for watching this video. Look, we've been talking about how our lives are really busy these days. A lot busier than they were even a decade ago. And I'll tell you what, a decade ago, my life was extremely busy, as I shared in my story about when I was running the 5 businesses and, being a father of 4 and volunteering on the weekends as a lifesaver and running a family farm, etc. I was running around chasing my tail 7 days a week. I felt overwhelmed, I felt pressured, I felt unhappy, and I decided to make a change in my life by simply waking up early each day so that I could get a jump on the day, so that I could get ahead of when the kids wake up and get ahead of work, so that I could find time to focus on what I really wanted to do. And I got fit by walking and running on the beach, and then I got my business in shape and positioned it to successfully sell it, and I freed up my time so that I could focus on my dreams, and I mind mapped my entire life so that the 5 Rich Life Foundations pushed my magnificent obsession towards success instead of dragging me down. I figured all that out, and I applied the 80-20 principle so that I could get rid of all the junk and the rubbish and the time-consuming busyness in my life so that I felt free and finally in control of what up to then had been a very hectic and somewhat out of control life. For those of you who know, I call this an accidental life. And a lot of us are living an accidental life. And if you simply follow my strategy, you really can stop that accidental life and make a change. And you can start living your dreams, start living that life that you really know that you deserve. Look, I've got a couple of questions that I want to knock on the head before I just run through another tip on how to make this transition in your life. And it's a really powerful tool that I use pretty well every morning. But before that, I've had a few of you saying, but I don't want to get up at 5 o'clock because I'm going to have less sleep. Well, really, my strategy is not about getting less sleep. It's actually about getting more sleep. So how can you do that by waking up at 5 o'clock, you may ask? Well, look, you can't burn the candle at both ends, and you do need to go to bed earlier. I try and get 7 hours of sleep every day, so I'm always in bed, well, not always, but mostly in bed by 9:30, and I try and have the lights out by 10 o'clock. That way when I wake up at 5, I feel energized and I feel ready for the day. Now, that doesn't always happen. Life gets in the way, obviously, and some nights I stay out. So I do have flexibility with that. And if I'm going to have a late night, I don't get up at 5 o'clock the next day. So you've got to have flexibility. You've got to look at it from the big picture. Overall, I'm a 5 a.m.er. Every now and again, I decide not to get up at 5 o'clock. This is not about burning the candle at both ends. It's not about burning you out and making you tired. This is about actually getting more sleep. And look, you'll find those of you who have restless sleeps or even find it hard to go to sleep earlier, once you start waking up at 5 o'clock for some time, that'll all pass. You'll sleep very soundly, very deeply. You'll have more sleep. Look, some people are saying, look, why do we need to do this and make our lives even more busy? Well, it's not about adding to your life, okay, or adding to your commitments and what's making you busy. It's the opposite. It's really about freeing yourself up by finding the time in your day, finally, where you can, without distractions, you can focus on your own life, and you can kind of get that under control and ready so that when you go on and live the rest of the day, you're doing it from a point of control, a point of purpose. You know what you're doing each day, and you've got some big picture concepts, and you've got what you've got to get done today. So it's really not about making it more busy. And as I talked about in the last video, the 80-20 principle, we can eliminate a lot of the things in our life that are just distracting us and making us feel very busy and overwhelmed. You can do this anywhere. I know some of you are in different parts of the world where the days aren't so long at certain times of the year. Look, in winter here, when I wake up at 5 o'clock, it is dark. It is quite cold. I know it's not snowing here because I live on the beach, but by my standards, it's cold. I've got to have the heater on and I get up in the pitch dark. In summer, the sun's up, 5:45, so it's starting to get light at 5. So look, it varies. You can do it anywhere. Just adapt. So if you're living in the snow area, in the different hemisphere than I am, just adapt. Get up, prepare yourself so you can turn the heater on so that you can find some comfort zone so that you can then focus in on what it is you're meant to do as far as following your dreams go. Anyone, yes, anyone, any age. My current client is 25 years old, 40, 50 years old, older, any age, just doesn't matter, okay? Any stage in your life where you decide that you want to make a change, you can do it. And I'm going to talk about a couple of famous people at the end of this video who have done this their whole life, and that is why part of their secrets to why they're so successful now. But I'll bring up those names shortly. I want to just move on to a quick tip. And this is an extremely simple tool that I use most mornings, and I call it my Magnificent Obsession Statement, or for short, my MO statement. Now, we've talked about identifying our magnificent obsession, but what you want to do every day is you want to handwrite, and I like to handwrite because I think the neurons from the pen going up your arm through the brains are much stronger. They form stronger maps as opposed to typing. But if you want to type, that's okay as well. It will work. You can also use a dictaphone and so on, or a voice recorder, and you can do the same thing. But a daily statement is something that I write out. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes, and it keeps me on track. Every day it reminds me what my big picture is, my magnificent obsession, and it also reminds me what my bigger picture, my whole life is like, and it gives me some gratitude about what I've done. So look, let me go through it. We start off with the first paragraph of when you want to achieve your magnificent obsession. So for example, if you're deciding that you want to write a book, you put a deadline to when you want to complete the book. Look, you could say, I want to have the book finished in 12 months' time. So that means you've got 365 days to write that book. How many pages do you want to write? Well, work out how many pages you need to do each weekday. Start doing some maths, and then you work out chunk by chunk that you will get to that. But start off with a date that you want to succeed with your magnificent obsession, and then write down what you want to do. So by this date, I want to get X, and I'm prepared to do Y for that to happen. This is not some get-rich-quick scheme where you miraculously throw out what you want to the universe and it delivers. It requires action from you. Nothing comes without action from you. So what are you going to do? Spell it out quite clearly, your tactics. Then include that in the next paragraph as part of your big dream. Where do you want to live? Who do you want to share your life with? Is there anything important that you want as far as possessions go? Anything that's important to you, you can include that in this next paragraph so that daily you are reminded what the big picture, what all this is working towards. So it gives you some motivation on a daily basis. Then I quickly give myself a paragraph of gratitude, and that's about what I'm doing now. I'm thankful that my life is turning around and improving every morning through my 5 a.m. wake-up call habit. This is what I write down. I know that if I continue this 5 a.m. wake-up call habit, I will succeed in my magnificent obsession, whatever that may be. And I know that day by day, week by week, month by month, or year by year, through persistence, focus and discipline, I will be a success. So give yourself some gratitude about what you're doing now. This isn't always easy, waking up early. Give yourself gratitude that it's for a greater purpose and you are succeeding right now. And then what I've added to my MO statement in the last couple of years is just I write down 5 things or 5 points about yesterday so that I feel good about myself. What things did I achieve yesterday? What goals, small little goals, did I achieve? Did I help someone out? Was I nice to someone? Did I make a donation? Did I do a good business deal? Did I, do some more fitness or achieve a fitness goal? Did I do something that was good for my health? Whatever. Just write down 5 things that you did yesterday that were really positive and something that you're proud of. And you start to build the momentum up. And each day you realise that, geez, I did some good stuff yesterday. Now what can I do today? This is your MO statement. This is an organic statement that changes over time. And when you write it out every single day, it will organically change. As you progress towards achieving your goal, it will change and new short-term goals will present themselves, and then you write that down. Or you may realise that, my goals and my what's happening in my real life are starting to conflict, and you could change the direction of your life quite radically. But the beauty about this is that because you're writing it out every day, you've got your hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road. You know where you're going and you know what you're doing. So many of us trudge along the path of work and commitments and busyness for years after years after years, and then they wake up and they realise they've been living an accidental life and they've arrived to some place that they don't really want to be. This MO statement really stops this. It keeps you focused on your whole life. Okay, it's fantastic. I recommend you try and do that the next time you wake up early and start to make it a habit. Okay, I just wanted to give you a little bit of an insight about some of the others, and I'll do this very quickly. This anyone. Now, lots of people have made a success out of their lives, partly due to the fact that they get up early and they take the day head on. Okay, they have talent and they have ambition, but this seems to be a common key that allows them to break ahead and make it big. And one of my favourite one is John Grisham, who used to arrive at his desk at 5:30 every morning and write at least 1 page of his first novel. Without that dedication every day, he wouldn't have made it as one of the world's leading authors and highest selling novelists of all time. Mark Wahlberg, if you want to have a short term, when he has some short term commitments on set where he's got to stay fit, he'll get up earlier than 5 o'clock to make sure he's got time to go to the gym before he gets back home, spends time with his family, gets the kids to work, gets the kids to school, and then he can go off to work on the set. Gwyneth Paltrow, renowned yoga, fitness and health fanatic, gets up early every morning, stays in peak fitness and is at the top of the game. Michael Bloomberg, Sam Walton, Muhammad Ali, Ian Thorpe, the list goes on and on. This is the secret behind many of the world's rich and famous people, many of the world's leading athletes, gold medalists, professional, Tiger Woods for example, professional athletes who have made a fortune, who have lived their dream and have made their lives really, really rich in all aspects. So anyone can do it anywhere. It makes you less busy and you can get more sleep. Okay, look, I want to just give you a little heads up about my next video. I know a lot of you love the strategy and it sounds great, but getting up early is the hard part. How do I get up early? How do I drag myself out of bed and motivate myself so that I can get up early in the morning? I know I really want to. It's something that really interests me. I know all these successful people have done it, and I know that gold medalists do it and athletes have been doing it for years. And I know if I do it, I can get fit and I can lose weight, or I can start that business or learn that guitar or language or whatever. I know all that's there, but I just can't get up in the mornings. It's just something. I might be a night owl or too early, I'm not a morning person. Well, this is the biggest struggle, the one thing that's holding a lot of people back. So I'm going to send you another email in a few days because I want to tell you about something I've been working on for a long time, something that I know will help you become an early riser, become a 5 a.m. so that you can work on your dreams, so that you can live that new rich life that you know you deserve. So until then, thank you very much again for watching this video. If you'd like to comment down below, I'd really appreciate it. And once again, this is Bryce Chapman, and this is your 5 a.m. wake up call.